I wasn't supposed to be there. The conference had wrapped early, and instead of heading home, I stopped by the Langford for a drink. Quiet place. Corner booths. Good bourbon. I walked in, phone half dead, head full of quarterly projections and merger talk. Then I saw them. Lobby level. Near the grand piano. She was in a gray pencil skirt, white blouse, the one I bought her for last Christmas. Her hand was in his. Not resting. Not accidental. Interlaced fingers. Intimate. Bold. She didn't see me. Neither did he. But the lobby camera did. So did mine. I slid behind a column, turned my phone to video, and hit record. 10 seconds. 20. Long enough to catch her smile. The soft kind she used to give me after Sunday brunch. He leaned in. Whispered something. She laughed. Her head tilted slightly. Her hand gripped his tighter. I stopped recording, tucked the phone away, and walked out. No scene. No confrontation. Not yet. Back in the car, I sat in silence. Hands on the wheel. Engine off. The clock blinked 6:12 p.m. We'd been married 8 years. No kids. Her name was Marissa, a litigation manager for a corporate law firm. Sharp. Elegant. Ambitious. The kind of woman who remembered names, birthdays, your favorite bourbon brand, even if she didn't drink. I helped her build her career. Prepped her for interviews. Networked on her behalf. Even introduced her to Tom, her boss. Tom Myers. Senior partner. Twice divorced. 52. The kind of man who wore confidence like cologne. I didn't like him. Too slick, too charming. But Marissa said he was harmless. He wasn't. At home, I did nothing. No accusations, no questions. I made dinner like always. Watched her walk through the door at 7:41. Coat folded neatly over one arm. The same blouse now half unbuttoned. Lipstick slightly smudged. Long day? I asked. She nodded. Tom's been pushing me hard on the merger paperwork. We're close to closing. She kissed my cheek. I smiled. She didn't notice it didn't reach my eyes. That night, after she fell asleep, I reviewed the footage. Transferred it to a flash drive. Labeled it Asset 1. Then I started the folder. Password protected. Secure cloud storage. I wasn't just collecting proof. I was building leverage. By the end of the week, I had 5 more entries. A photo of them entering a hotel together, not the Langford this time. A receipt for room service under her name. A voice memo she left on her desk. Half a conversation she probably thought was deleted. Don't worry, he's clueless. He still thinks Tom's mentoring me. If he ever asks, I'll say it's client work. She said that. About me. The day I met her, I was managing operations for a logistics firm. She was bartending on weekends, law student by day. I paid off her final semester. Bought our first home in cash. Took the late flights, long hours, so she could focus on her climb. I wasn't clueless. I was committed. Now, I was focused. I copied the files to 3 locations. One at home. One on a drive in my office safe. One mailed to a friend, unopened, with instructions. Just in case. On Saturday, she said she had a firm retreat. Weekend trip. Team building. No spouses. I didn't argue. I packed her luggage for her. Included the black dress she always wore when she wanted to feel powerful. She didn't notice I also slipped a tracking tag inside the lining. She left at 9 a.m. sharp. I watched her Uber turn the corner. Then I grabbed my coat, phone, and drove. She wasn't going far. Just 2 cities over. Resort hotel with a golf course and lake view. I didn't book a room. I didn't need one. I waited in the lobby bar, sunglasses on, hood up, newspaper in hand. It wasn't subtle, but it didn't need to be. She was too distracted to see ghosts. At 11:47, she arrived. Tom right beside her. Her hand on his forearm, laughing like she didn't have a husband calculating every second of her betrayal. They checked in. Suite 312. I checked the guest list under a client alias I'd used years ago for a real estate acquisition. They were under the firm's name. 1 room. King bed. When they disappeared upstairs, I waited 5 minutes, then spoke to the concierge. Room service issue, I said, flashing an old corporate badge. Need to verify something for Mr. Myers in 312. The kid was green. He buzzed me in. I didn't go to their room. I went to the floor above. Sat directly over 312. Used a wireless mic and signal booster I'd bought months ago, back when I first got suspicious. Through the vent, I caught bits and pieces. Enough to fill in the blanks. Then I left. Quietly. Efficiently. Everything on tape. I went home that night, set the flash drive beside my laptop, poured a drink, and drafted the email. Subject: professional conduct breach, confidential documentation attached. I didn't send it. Not yet. I needed one more piece. Sunday morning, Marissa came home looking tired but radiant, like someone who had slept well in silk sheets. She kissed my cheek again. "Miss me?" she asked. I smiled. "Always." She walked into the bedroom to unpack. That's when I opened my private laptop and began tracing Tom Myers's digital footprint. Corporate email, asset transfers, real estate holdings, offshore activity. Marissa thought she was playing me. What she didn't know was, I'd already started playing both of them, and I was about to flip the board. By Monday, I had everything I needed. Not just proof of the affair, I had leverage. Corporate emails between Tom and the firm's offshore partners. Wire transfers to accounts that didn't line up. And one particular email, dated 6 weeks back, where Tom offered Marissa a performance bonus if she helped greenlight a questionable acquisition. Her response was enthusiastic. Too enthusiastic. I printed everything. 78 pages in total. Labeled, indexed, time-stamped. I didn't plan on blowing it up. Not yet. This wasn't about scandal. It was about control. Tuesday, I booked a meeting with the firm's general counsel. I used my old client name, the one buried under 3 layers of LLCs, said I wanted to discuss a merger opportunity. We met at a private lunch spot, the kind where conversations stayed buried under steak and discretion. Halfway through the ribeye, I passed him the folder. No preamble. He flipped through 3 pages before his fork hit the plate. "What is this?" "An opportunity," I said, "to clean house quietly, before your next audit." He looked at me long. "You're the husband. I'm the asset holder," I corrected. "And right now, your firm's exposure is significant. The evidence didn't just prove infidelity, it proved misconduct. Bribery. Conflict of interest. Enough to void Marissa's upcoming partnership offer and put Tom in a courtroom. Why bring this to me?" "Because I'm giving you a choice," I said, calm. "You handle this internally. Tom resigns. Marissa's promotion is revoked. No press. No lawsuit. Or," he held up a hand, "we'll handle it." I nodded, finished my drink, and walked out. No threats. No headlines. Just results. That night, Marissa came home, early for once. She brought takeout. Sat close on the couch. "I've been thinking," she said. "Maybe we should take a trip. Just us. Somewhere quiet." I smiled. She was trying to reset the game. "I'd like that," I said. We watched a movie. She fell asleep halfway through. I stayed up, reviewing the firm's financial disclosures. Tom's name had already been scrubbed from the leadership page. 2 days later, the internal memo leaked. Thomas Myers to resign effective immediately due to personal reasons. Pending leadership realignment, partnership nominations are under review. Marissa didn't say a word about it, but I noticed the shift. Less phone time. More hovering. Nervous eyes. She sensed the wind had changed. She just didn't know which way it was blowing. Saturday morning, I made breakfast. French toast, her favorite. As she ate, I dropped a single sheet of paper beside her plate. She looked at it. Blinked. "What's this?" "An NDA," I said, outlining the terms of our separation. Her fork froze. "Separation? You'll receive the condo, your car, and a severance payment equal to 6 months of your salary. In exchange, you resign from the firm immediately and sign the enclosed affidavit confirming all actions were consensual and unauthorized by company leadership." Her voice cracked. "You're divorcing me? I'm offering you the soft exit. No lawsuits. No damage." Tears welled, but she didn't cry. She was calculating. I could see it. "You set me up," she whispered. "No, you set the board. I just moved the final piece." She stood, the paper shaking in her hand. "What if I don't sign?" I met her gaze. Cold. Steady. Then I released the full archive. "To the board. To the press. To every client who ever trusted your firm. And I name you as the whistleblower who turned over the files." She stared. "That's blackmail." "No," I said. "That's leverage. Yours expired the moment you held his hand in that lobby." She signed. Hands trembling, voice low. No argument, no fight left. Just silence. 3 hours later, I watched from the living room window as a black car picked her up. 2 suitcases. 1 purse. She didn't look back. Not at me. Not at the house. Just stepped in and was gone. I didn't follow. I didn't need to. I knew where she'd land. Temporary housing. Her firm would spin her resignation as personal. The severance would keep her quiet. Her name would disappear from their website within the week. By Sunday, her office was reassigned. Her access revoked. The fallout for Tom was already underway. He'd assumed he was safe, that stepping down would buy silence. But the firm needed a scapegoat to show accountability. They referred his case to the Bar Association. Internal documents found their way to the financial press. The headline was brief, but fatal. Prominent law partner resigns amid ethics probe. I didn't leak it. I didn't have to. Control isn't about chaos. It's about direction. With them out of the firm, the merger I'd been quietly structuring went through. My shell company, the same one that had booked that original client meeting, acquired one of their key subsidiaries at a fire sale price. Publicly, it was just business. Privately, it was a warning. I erased every trace of Marissa from my life, shared accounts, linked devices, photo backups. Her number was deleted, her emails rerouted to junk. I kept one thing, the video, not to revisit, not out of nostalgia, just as a reminder of how quickly someone you trust can turn into a liability. Weeks passed. I got used to the silence. One evening, I walked into the Langford lobby again. Same piano, same light, different suit, different man. I sat at the same bar, ordered the same bourbon. The bartender looked up. "You were here before, right?" I nodded. "Once." He leaned in. "We had a weird scene here a while back. Couple sneaking around. Management had to delete footage after someone made noise about privacy laws." I smiled. "What happened to them?" "Don't know. But the woman came back. Alone. Sat where you're sitting." "When?" "About a week ago. Ordered a drink. Said nothing. Then left." I stared into the glass. "She say anything before she left?" He paused. "Yeah. One thing. Said he was always watching. I just didn't know how much." I didn't react. Just finished my drink. Left a tip. Walked out. I haven't seen her since. Some stories don't end with fireworks. Some just go quiet. But if you ask me whether I regret it, the planning, the patience, the execution, no, because I didn't just walk away from a marriage. I walked out of a trap, one disguised as loyalty, built on secrets, held together by pretense. I saw them in that lobby. They didn't see me, but my camera did, and that made all the difference.